Hey, Spuddies, PotatoMcWhiskey here, and welcome back to Let's Play Stars and Shadows and Stars. I've forgotten the name of the game already. But yeah, where we left off, we were in the process of racing the Colonials over to Till. I believe they're going to make it first, but I'm hoping that these orange pirates will kill them again. And oh my god, they have a lot of transports now. So let me go in here to Bellatrix 3. They are producing these things. I would actually like them to colonize again in Bellatrix 1. So that we can... do I want you to build a factory? What do I want to do with this planet? It's arid, it has low fertility. I might just do something like farm, market, mine, lab. And what this will do is it'll just be like a little self-contained place to produce very low yields for my empire. It'll just be like, you know, it'll make a little bit of everything, but not a whole lot of anything. It'll be self-sufficient, but it won't be productive. So that's kind of what I'm going to be doing. Probably what I'm going to be doing with almost all of these planets, at least in the short term. Because I find if you overbuild factories, you end up with a lot of production that you have nothing to do with. Because unlike in other 4X games, these like trade, city planning, and research, these aren't dependent on production. You can just you just click them and it just doubles it, whatever you have. Now, of course, that does say something for, you know, I could just build a bunch of mines. But the problem is, you know, in order to get the maximum out of your buildings, you're going to want a few of them. I mean, you could, I could hyper specialize, but I think I like having these little self-sufficient, self-contained worlds personally. This is the way I like to play. Maybe it's not the best way to play, but you know, we're only on normal difficulty, so it's not too big a deal. Okay, we completed the destroyer at Bade 2. We can send that over to Alpharats, and I believe we also finished a destroyer over here. So we should have now 5 destroyers, 2 light cruisers, and a heavy cruiser, and that's probably going to be enough to take on Sargas. Right. So what are you going to do next? Increase the mining output by 1/3. Why don't you produce me a few transports? Yeah, like 5 transports. So that's what you're going to do for quite a while. This is like long-term infrastructure construction. Construction complete at Alpharats 2. That's another destroyer. Now you, instead, I do think it is about time that we considered colonizing these nearby planets, particularly this arid one. So let me go in to you, and do I want to colonize Alpharats 1? I'm going to want another colony ship when I clear out Sargas, actually, so I'll get the colony ship going. So he's probably going to establish his base there, and then hopefully these orange pirates... No, he got there and they didn't come. Oh no, here they are. Let's see, new technology, nanoscale fabrication. So that is improved factories are now mine. So I do think it is time to come back here and fill in some of these older techs that I never got. Anything less than 3 turns, I'll just queue up. So we should pick up some of these now, and that'll open up the tech tree a little bit for us. Let's go ahead here. The Osada Brigade are attacking Taros at Gaia. We're going to ignore it. And then we're going to... Hopefully that doesn't cause a diplomatic issue here. They're concerned by my rapid expansion. Okay. They're very friendly with me, though. I could form an alliance. Full military cooperation, shared victory conditions. I'm not going to take the alliance right now because they're at war. I want to see how that plays out with them. But eventually I will. I'm not going to settle this turn. I'll settle next turn. We just got the new technology, close-in weapons. This is the advanced PD thing. It doesn't actually open up any new technologies, but it cleans out my tech. my tech tree. My tech tree. It's like Majuli, like Ali G. And civilian transports have landed at Bellatrix 2. Ships are returning to trade duties. Great. We built a transport over here, and I'm going to use it to start trading. Okay. I'm not going to do that next turn. Or I'm not going to do that this turn. I'll do it next turn. Ah, there is a pending vote for a universal ruler. Admiral, the Galactic Council has convened to elect a Supreme Chancellor. To be elected, the candidate must receive 2/3, 15 of the total for whom you will cast are 4 votes. I'm going to vote for the Orthan to make them happier with me. So let's see here. The Fiddy Convoy voted for themselves. The Ashtar voted... So everyone voted for themselves except for me. So I have not contacted these people. I don't trust the ability to impartially... But I may change my mind if they vote for me. No leader elected. Okay, great. So the Ashtar Imperials are quite upset with me. I can't actually contact them yet. I haven't actually found them, but I know they're out there. Okay, now I'm going to settle this planet. Colonized here. We colonized it with the Tinkers, oddly enough. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to pick up some humans. Not from there. Where do I have like a little bit of a surplus of humans? Here. Okay, so I'll pick up one set of humans. I'll move them over to Till. That'll give me +5 pop cap. I'll be grabbing a few humans from around the place because I want to get this up and running as soon as possible. So I'm going to grab another group of humans, send it over to Till. And let's see here. Do I have any spare humans? Not really in here. Not really in here either. Avior. Oh, what's this? This does a scout. Okay, I'm not scared about that. I'll grab 2 humans. Oh, that's too much. I'll grab 1 human from here. Oh, we'll leave it like this. This is fine for now. But we did colonize Till. Now this planet, okay, this could be a really, really cool planet because if you look here, right, it has a high fertility, it has normal minerals, and it's large. But this planet has the possibility to support 6 factories in terms of production. So this could be like an incredibly productive planet in pretty much any area. And I'm tempted to make this like a centralized production hub, you know, which I think could be a pretty interesting idea to have this one super planet that I build all my super ships at. Kind of says something though. I find this huge, beautiful Gaia planet and then immediately just cover it in factories. Construction complete at Bade 1. So we finished the market here. So now this city is now producing quite a significant amount of coinage. If you look here. See if I can zoom in here. And yeah, it just needs to grow up in terms of its population. When its population increases, it will produce more, probably in the scale of +4, but also these can be upgraded to produce more as well. So, you know, long term, right now it's not producing a huge amount of money, but if I were to go into here, for example, you can see it's actually producing the most money out of all of my planets. Most of my income is from trade routes. Okay, we just picked up boarding tactics, which is the boarding module, which is an interesting module that you can play around with. In fact, I'll go ahead into the ship design. I'll show you the light cruiser. I'll make a new design. Let me go in here. We'll create a new design. This will be the light cruiser. We will call this the boarding cruiser. Take a boarding module. We will also take some marine quarters. I'll just kind of fill it up. So all you need is one boarding module. Then I'll take some point defense lasers, nice and cheap, accurate and rapid fire. Light weapons take half as much space as medium weapons. Oh, you know what? I might put some PD coil guns in there, actually. Oh, maybe I'll put some defense lasers in there. Accuracy, rapid fire, accuracy, rapid fire, accuracy, rapid fire, accuracy, rapid fire. Now we want to stick in some... Oh, we've got Durantium armor. Compared to titanium armor, it costs quite a bit more in both production and metal, but it provides a significant boost to the armor. So we'll go with Durantium armor. We need power now. We only had room for one extra marine quarter, but now we have a boarding ship. We have a boarding cruiser. You know, it's not great. I could just stick blast doors on it. And that would increase its armor, but the blast doors don't seem very good to me. Although, let's do it. This is a boarding cruiser. It doesn't need weapons. It has some defense lasers for fighting off fighters, but that's it. It's got heavily armored, not much power. That means I can take a nuclear reactor off actually and put in a marine quarter. Hey, there we go. So we've got a boarding cruiser. It's actually fairly, relatively cheap. Oh, what's this blast door? There we go. So it's a pretty heavily... the base armor here is 80, but if I put 3 blast doors on, it almost doubles the armor, which is pretty nice. And these are quite inexpensive in terms of metal. But there you go. Right, so we've got our boarding cruiser. I'll make that now. I'll make one in the next time I have a city available, or a colony available that has a reasonable amount of production. Okay, so Bay 2, yeah, we built another transport. I'm going to put that into the transport pool. Okay, that's not taken care of. We established a colony in Avior 1. So I'm going to move over one each of these. And that'll get this colony up and running a little bit quicker. So what does this guy have? It has poor minerals, it has poor fertility. Why don't you go ahead and just get me a farm, a market. I don't want to get a mine here because that's no good. A lab. And what else will I get? I got a farm. I could get 2 farms and just feed my empire better. A farm, a market, a lab, and I guess I could get a factory here. It would give it like a reasonable amount of production that I could maybe convert into like basic ships or something. Just have it crank out destroyers forever. I'll just get a second farm. Just make it be like a crappy little... It's a crappy world, like, I mean, what am I going to do with it? It's a shitty world, it's providing a little bit of population room, it's going to provide a little bit of yields. It's not going to do a whole lot for my empire, but it's going to do a little bit, right? Construction completed Avior 1. We know 8 new constructions, okay. Civilian transports have landed. Ships returning to thingy, okay. And transport aside the trade duties, new technology. Okay, that was the thing that we just unlocked, the boarding module. Let's go into our next turn. Oh, Avior, you're doing research. Cancel. Let me have a look at you. Yes, research is exactly what I want to be doing here. So now you can see this planet is producing basically almost all of the science in my empire. So you can see how specializing a planet is definitely worth it. And in fact, I would go as far as to say it could even be worth it to kill another one of these farms perhaps and stick down another science building and just hyper specialize here. Now, of course, every time you build a building, it gets more expensive. So I think this is a pretty efficient layout. A farm, a market, and 4 labs is a pretty efficient layout. I think if you want to be efficient, you don't want to build more buildings than the population can support, because each building needs a certain amount of population to work it. I mean, you can make it work, but you know. Oh, the Hadweir have declared war on the Orthan. I don't know who the Hadweir are. So, did my ships ever make it home? We've got some scouts here. Speaking of scouts, it might actually be worth it to build some more. Alright, so Bellatrix 2 has finished the market. And then it's going to build the market and then a mine. Or sorry, finish the farm and then it's going to build a market, a mine, and then a science building. So that's fine. Let's go on to our next turn. Request from the Ashtar Colonials. The Fidi Combine are a threat to the galaxy. We will aid you against the Fidi Combine. So I think I'm at war with the Fidi Combine now. I'm going to go talk to the Ashtar Colonials. I'm going to say, hey. Or maybe I'll talk to the Orthan. Do I want to be friends with the Ashtars or the Orthan? That's a tough question to answer. I think I'm going to be friends with the... I'm going to be friends with the Ashtar Colonials. So now we're allied. Includes shared strategic range and vision. May I suggest a new agreement? Okay. Long live the Alliance, plus 25 reputation. So they're now super happy with me. But they are concerned about my rapid expansion. I'm going to see, how about the Orthan? Orthan, how do you feel about being friends with me? Contact the Orthan. Not enough influence, so I need to wait a little bit before I can get them into this alliance that's going on. They're at peace with the Ashtar. Oh, they're at war with the Ashtar Imperials. So they asked me with assistance in fighting the... I believe this is the Ashtar here, right? Is that them? Is this the guys? Oh my god. They had a hive world. Holy crap, they found the rat hive people. Hive world boasts massive cities and have tremendous industrial capacity, have extreme demands that will try most life out of arcology walls. Ooh. Where are my fleets? Okay, so the very first thing we're going to do is we're going to fight at Sargas. So we explored Arcturus, we explored Ras Al Haig, explored Toliman, Arcrux, and Gabal. Transport has been completed. We will be starting trade. I'm going to go in here to this. The Teros Alliance. We have formed an alliance with the Teros Empire. Okay. Construction of a transport. I'm going to change this. You're instead... You no longer produce these things. Instead, you're going to be producing basically just destroyers until the end of time. Takes 8 turns, but those destroyers are very useful because they worked as effective escorts. If I go in here to the destroyer, you know, they produce, you know, a reasonable... They produce a reasonable amount of offensive power in terms of the defense lasers, as well as the ability to absorb a couple of hits. Nothing crazy, they can take a couple of hit punches, but that's it. They're pretty expendable. Okay, we just got tachyon physics, so now we can see further into the universe. I wish there was like a scanning overlay so I could see what I can see of what I can see, which is kind of a weird statement to make. Okay, so we're at war. Excuse me. So we're going to need quite a few things. I would like to get the thing that... Okay, I already have improved farms. I would like bionomics because that would improve the number of people that can live on my planets. I am going to go ahead and pick it up, but I think we're going to want to start picking up stuff like defense grid, anti-missiles, improved weaponry. Can I go up here to rapid fire lasers? Let's have a look at our next beam technology. Okay, I need ion beams. So I need fusion. So where's fusion? Okay, yeah. I'm going to grab fusion and bionomics. I'm going to go bionomics into fusion. This will improve my colonies, and this will allow me to not only unlock a new reactor and my factories generate +2 production, but I will also get access to the next laser technology, which is kind of what I want to be focusing on as a humans, because the humans get a bonus to the laser tech. All right, let's go on to the next turn. Aha, okay. We established contact with the Fiddy. Violence is not the answer. I think I'm already at war with them. Reputation is too low with them. Propose a trade. Farewell, Magnate. So I have declared war on them. He's making destroyers out the Wazunga. He's got a colony ship here and a gang of destroyers. We finished a colony ship here at Alpharats, so we're going to get to see combat for the first time in this episode, actually. Or in this first time in this series, in this episode. It was a poorly constructed sentence, but I'm pretty sure most of you got what I was trying to say. I'm going to make a boarding cruiser here. It is actually slightly more expensive than our light cruiser, but they're interesting because you can capture enemy ships with them, I believe. Right, next turn, so we're ready to go into combat here. We have 2 light cruisers, a heavy cruiser, 5 destroyers against a light cruiser, 2 missile cruisers, and 2 destroyers. They also have a transport over here. I'm going to cautiously move forward here. Sort of just being very aware of the potential mishaps that can happen here when you're leading a fleet. So I don't want to go too far aggressive. Alrighty, we'll end the turn. Okay, I'm going to hold position here. I'm going to accept the missiles. I should be able to hold those off with my defensive lasers. There we go. Defense turbo lasers held them off. Very nice. That's what I was hoping for. Okay, so my big ship here is taking hits. Thankfully, I have escort ships here to eat a lot of these lasers. Okay, my big ship took a lot of hits there, but I can now move my cruisers in to attack some of their smaller ships with the lasers. There we go, almost killed that guy. I'm going to bring this destroyer over. I'm going to use hopefully just one shot of his attack lasers to finish that off. There we go. I'm going to keep this second one. We destroyed 2 of those missiles. I'm going to move this escort destroyer over as well. See if we can take out those missiles. Okay, it's done. I'm going to move my cruiser over to start lasering this destroyer. There he is. Then we will begin damaging the cruisers. I'm going to move up these destroyers also to begin peppering them with small defense lasers. How are you doing over here, buddy? All right, a lot of your defense turbo lasers are down. I only want to fire once so that these guys can have reaction fire. We did a little bit of damage to him. He's pretty messed up at this point. He's probably going to die next turn. There we go. Okay, we lost a destroyer, but that's not a big deal. I'm going to pull this destroyer back because it took a lot of damage. We're going to focus fire pretty heavily on this guy. Alright, he's dead. I'm going to move you forward a scooch. Then you're going to begin hammering this one. This one's almost dead as well. We'll begin super focusing. Bring you forward a bit, and then you're going to unload everything you have on that guy. I'll keep 2 defense lasers, hopefully to fight off these missiles that he's going to fire. There we go. We killed a little bit of those missiles. We'll hopefully reduce his DPS, and then we can just take him out with our cruisers. Maybe a little bit more. There we go. And then we just have a transport to deal with. Move you forward. And kaboom. Blew up his reactor, did him in. So we lost 1 destroyer and we killed a light cruiser, 2 missile cruisers, 2 destroyers, and a troop ship. And we opened up the ability to settle this coral world. Very nice. Let's see here. Okay, we colonized Bellatrix 1. Do we have some spare Tinker Pop? We do have 1 spare Tinker Pop over here. So let me move you over. Just for the extra, the extra little production helps speed up this planet. So what are we going to do with this planet? I think it's another one of these planets where we just kind of build, you know, crap on it. We don't specialize it, we just get it, hey look, make a farm, make a mine, make a market, and a lab, and then just produce a little bit of everything so that you're kind of just in generally helping my empire. Because I don't think there's anything really specifically useful I can do with these planets. So I kind of just have to relegate them to being kind of crappy. Now you don't have many options. I'm just going to set you to do city planning so that you regrow your population quickly. Okay, and I tell you what, with that combat over and the colony being established here in Sargas, I'm going to call that the end of this episode. I want to thank you guys very much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed this series so far. Please remember to subscribe if you want to see more videos from me. Remember to leave a like if you want to get a... messing up the ending here. Remember to leave a like if you want to give me your direct support. And remember to leave a comment if you want to give me your feedback. Other than that, I want to say I love you all very much. And I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.